I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm a 17 female, and I got my dog a 1.5 years ago at 8 weeks as a gift from my parents. He is a pit bull / boxer / German shepherd mix at 80 pounds, all white with black spots and a black eye patch and bright blue eyes. Very pretty dog. He has never been a socially adept dog towards people, very nervous. So I started socializing him after he went to the vet a few days after I got him, and he advised me that my dog needed to be socialized ASAP, and that he will always be a nervous, socially anxious dog, but needs to be socialized to where he can be around people without becoming aggressive, otherwise it becomes dangerous. So that's exactly what I did. Almost every day I took him to the dog park to be around other dogs and people. He is perfectly fine walking, running, and playing around strangers until they approach him, to which he will bark and run away. Most people, when they first meet him, comment, "Oh, look at your eyes," and ask to pet him, so I tell them he doesn't like strangers. Everyone at the dog park knows this and respects it. A few of them have gotten to the point where they can pet him as they've seen him often enough and he knows them. I am content with this arrangement. He is well trained otherwise and loves playing fetch. The issue arose when 2 seemingly unsupervised kids came into the park wanting to pet the dogs. While he is an off-leash dog, I will come into the park if there are people in the field next to the park to avoid issues, or if there are dogs in the park. This time was when there were people in the field, and so I was the only one in the park at the time playing fetch. I was sitting on the bench with him bringing me the ball to throw, and the 2 boys came over and asked what his name was. Kids have way too much energy, and the desperation energy around them doesn't sit right with my dog. I told them his name, and they both went to go try to pet him. His fur went up, and he let out a low growl before snatching his ball and walking away. Both boys looked disappointed, so I apologized and said he's not friendly to strangers. I assumed that would be the end of it. As one of the boys turned to leave, however, the other one decided to walk towards my dog calling his name. My dog let off a low, uncomfortable growl and walked away, to which the boy still followed him while calling his name and holding out his hand for my dog to come smell. I repeated again, he isn't friendly, and I got ignored. The boy wanting to leave looked uncomfortable. I called my dog to me, as I wanted him in arm's reach, and the boy following him decided this was the perfect opportunity to come closer. Now, while he is a very nervous dog and is very attached to me, meaning he is defensive, calling him over maybe wasn't the smartest choice, as instead of running away, he went into defending me against what he considered a threat. So when the boy came up, instead of running, he stood his ground and started barking. Ball still in his mouth, barking fur up, and doing that jumping thing. He wasn't moving towards the boy, but I still got up and asked what he was doing, and the boy finally acknowledged me and left with his friend. I was naive to think that would be the end, as a little while later his mother came back in and got mad at me for not allowing her son to pet my dog. I was honestly kinda shocked and didn't know how to react. I told her that he isn't friendly to strangers, and it is dangerous for everyone for him to try to pet my dog, so I didn't let him. I guess I said the wrong thing, as she accused me of letting a vicious, aggressive pit bull into a public space with little kids. I was already about to leave as my dog was worn out enough, so I got up without saying anything and went to leave to avoid making it worse. My dog got up and trotted after me. She ran and blocked the gate, saying she was calling the cops and having my dog put down. I didn't want to try to move her as I didn't feel like having to go through her accusing me of assaulting her, so I walked back to the bench and called my father, letting him know what was happening and asked him to come over and help me leave. For a little context, my father is very involved in the community. He works with the police department a lot and is very politically involved, so when he heard she threatened to call the cops, he let me know that he would call the sheriff directly to come over with another officer and told me to not say anything to her. So I did as directed. A few minutes later, 2 officers arrived with my father soon after. She started crying to the officers how I was harassing her and her son after her son asked to pet my dog, and she was blocking the gate still and was too hysterical to move. So my father just climbed over the fence to go talk to me and check on my dog. I got him on a leash. I hadn't before as I didn't want the kid running up to him when I wasn't paying attention and my dog not being able to run away, while they spoke with the mother. Then they spoke with me and my father to get my side of the story, and the whole time my dog sat at my side, watching the officers without being aggressive. Come to find out, she hadn't called the cops like she threatened, as threatening to have my dog put down and blocking us from leaving the park can be argued as false imprisonment, and so the officers asked if I wanted to press charges. I declined but asked if there would be a note on her record for future incidents, to which they said they would make a note of it in the system. I glanced over at her, and she had a smug grin on her face as if saying I won. It was very satisfying to watch it drop as the officers walked over and had her move over while me and my father left, and she was being told that she was lucky I wasn't pressing charges. Hearing her whine about how unfair it was blah 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 was very satisfying. Well, I think I handled this well, and my father is on my side. My mother thinks I went too far. That should have just had my dog jump the fence and climbed over myself and left instead of involving the cops, especially in front of the young boy. I was asked at the dog park about it the next day as community dog park having cops show up and my dog being recognizable. I explained in one family, who has a young girl about the same age as the boy, sided with me while others seemed uncomfortable but didn't say anything. Now I'm feeling like I might have went too far with how I handled the situation, and I could have left a different way, but I also didn't choose to press charges and just wanted it to be handled without me getting in trouble, but now I feel as I might have taken it too far. So, Ada for calling the sheriff after bringing my hostile dog to the dog park. I don't feel as though I am, but I'd just like the final confirmation.